Hey guys, it's Drake with the RPG Construct. So just want to do a little intro video again. I'm continuing my how-to series on my channel with a new RPG this month. Last month we did Call of Cthulhu 7th edition. Put 12 or 13 videos together, just kind of the basics of how that system runs, just to kind of help you out with some of the things that are tricky when you're reading it. And as we know, anytime you read, the main book for any RPG, it can be a little bit overwhelming. So what I try to do is just kind of break it down into the pieces, the stuff that you really need, and things that are a little bit complicated, I try to simplify for you. So this month we're going to be doing, let's see if you can see this, we're going to be doing Mouseguard. Okay, so most of you are pretty familiar with this. It's been in the AbTab group and the OSG and stuff like that, but we're going to be running this. Basically, we're going to be little mice. Okay, little mice. So I've read the book, and I've read a few of the companions now. And at the first read, it really is a little bit cumbersome when you first read it. I spoke to a few people who play it fairly frequently, mainly Chad Nick, and he really explained it in very simple terms for me so that I could grasp it. I'm going to be doing the same thing for you. So the basis of all of this is, in this game, your character is a mouse. Think about it. You're that big, right? And as a mouse, there are, things in this world. In this world, humans do not exist. The creators took humans out of the equation. And you are basically a member of the Mouseguard. This is the protectors of these of this world, of these territories within this world. There are 7 or 8 territories. Each territory has a specific a thing that they do there, something that they're really good at. Like most cities in the old times, a city was known for this export or this skill or something like that. Depending on where your mouse is from, they have those skills too, but we'll get into that. Basically, the party is referred to as a patrol in this game. And that patrol has a goal that the DM basically states in the very beginning of the game. Also, individually, each of these characters has a goal as well. And you earn things at the end of each session if you happen to complete your goal as well. Your goal needs to be somewhat in line with what the main goal of the session is. But at the same time, it could be something completely off the wall. And each session, your goal will change. So it's one of those things that you want to write in pencil. So with regards to the mice, there's not a lot of variation as far as physically in the mice, other than things like their fur color, the territory that they came from, the color of their cloak. They're all pretty much mice, but they have different skills and different abilities depending on how you create it. That actually makes it pretty interesting. Not only is it the creation of the skills that you pick and stuff like that, but in the creation, and I'll do a whole video on character creation, this system emphasizes who you apprenticed under, how you were trained, who is your mentor, who is your friend, who is your ally. So by the time you get to this game, oops, sorry, I lost my thing. So by the time you get to this game, you've already fleshed out a pretty solid backstory about who your character is. Now, you can do these in-game. You can do them before, but the book really does recommend doing it all together. That way you have all your bases covered as far as characters. So when you join the Mouseguard and one of these patrols, the Mouseguard has 5 levels, okay? Everything from a tender paw, which is like a level 1 Mouseguard, ranking wise, to all the way up to, I think it's like not a patrol leader, but darn it, I forget, but I'll tell you in the next video. But a patrol leader, I think, is level 4. And based on what level you are, those are the higher rank you are, the more skills and abilities and higher things go. Okay? But in a typical party, everybody's not going to be, a patrol leader. You're going to have one. Most people are just going to be guards or, or rookies, the tender paws or something like that. So there's kind of a pretty interesting dynamic there. You're always going to have somebody newer than the old guy. So you're going to have a clear structure as far as leadership and stuff like that. Very often in RPGs, especially with people who don't know each other, you can run into that person where, you know, the people who are supposed to be leading just aren't. And there's no structure, so you got to kind of RP that out. In this one, it's pretty fairly, you know, right there. And as far as your games go, they're generally pretty simple. If you think about it, you know, for a mouse, going 100 feet or 50 feet in a backyard might be a challenge. You have predators after you, owls, weasels, snakes, other mice from other territories trying to sabotage you. And in this game, there are, you know, the things that hinder you, the obstacles that hinder you could be something like, you know, a puddle that to you is a lake because you're a little mouse. You know, if the rain comes or it becomes a big storm, that's all really dangerous. When you're a humanoid or a human in a typical RPG, you don't have that fear like, oh, it's raining. Oh well, I get a little wet. As a mouse, it's a big deal. And it really hinders what you're trying to do. So the other thing is, I think I'm going to introduce my 9-year-old into this system, because the one thing that she's always told me about D&D is, why does everybody have to die? Why do the characters, like, why do you do stories where you have to kill the spiders or kill the bad guy or something like that? Why can't they just talk it out? Well, in Mouseguard, unless it's specifically stated that this is a fight to the death, even if you lose the fight, you don't die. The story goes in a different direction. And that, I think, kind of encourages that kind of creativity from the GM and the players to, even though you lost that fight, there's another option. Kind of shows you that you can't always face it head on. Maybe you got to go a different way. There were some other things here. So yeah, I'm going to be doing these videos, and we're just going to kind of break it down chapter by chapter. Probably, from everything I'm looking at, I'd probably say 6 or 7 videos. Some of them are going to be short. I like to keep them under 15 minutes because who wants to watch a 3-hour? You know, I've seen a couple Mouseguard 101 videos that are 2 and 3 hours, and after the first 30 minutes, I just wanted to shoot the guy on camera. So this is me. So yeah, guys, that's where we're at. So keep an eye out for the, let's get this for you one more time, for the how-to Mouseguard videos on the RPG Construct on YouTube. And I look forward to your comments and questions, and I will be running a game or two in this, probably with my friend Chad Nick, in the near future, because he's a lot more experienced at this than me. But I look forward to learning the system together with you guys. Take care.